The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Raider Nation, week 1 of the preseason is officially in the books, and we're one step closer to figuring out who our starting quarterback is going to be. So obviously with Aidan O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, they both look pretty well. I thought Aidan did a few good things, a few moments that weren't ideal, and Gardner showed a lot with his mobility and with his accuracy. So I'm going to talk about Aidan a little bit. He only had one drive. He was 7 for 9, and I believe he had around 80 yards. And he was accurate. When he was kept clean in the pocket, he was doing a good job of spreading the ball around. He had this nice, I think it was like a 30, 40-yard completion of Jacoby Myers over the middle, which I'll play on the screen for you guys. And he spread the ball around to Brock Bowers a few times. 3rd and 1, it was a play in the flat where he was getting pressured up his face, and he had a nice completion to Brock on that play. But the one bad thing, and we're going to put this on the screen as well, and this is really alarming to both Rashawn and me, because the problem with Aidan O'Connell is when there's pressure around him, he cannot sense it. And he doesn't have good command of the pocket and can't sense when there's pressure around his feet. And so there was a play, Dallas Turner beat Andres Pete off the left side. And if he just stepped up and rolled to the left, he had a walk-in touchdown if he was able to use his legs. But he walked backward and actually walked into the sack on 3rd and goal. And Rashawn's going to hit on this in a second, but Gardner, I think, would have done the opposite there, because he showed some mobility and some inclination to run when pressured. So, Aidan, we were there in SoFi in Los Angeles last preseason, and this is what he was doing with a clean pocket. No one's ever questioned his arm talent and his accuracy when he's not faced pressure. But when he faces pressure, he's just not the same quarterback. And so for those reasons, I really believe that Gardner Minshew has taken a massive step in becoming that week 1 starter.
Yeah, and Antonio Pierce just went out and said today that they will be naming the starting quarterback after the preseason game against the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday. So this Saturday, going to be a big day. We got the Adesanya fight. Adesanya coming back after a 1-year hiatus to come back and take his middleweight championship back. Shout out to all the UFC fans. We've done a UFC live stream before. So, we love that. But anyways, I think overall, when you look at it, the one drive Aidan O'Connell had was nothing special. I mean, 7 for 9 is great. I think he had, 80, 90 yards passing, something like that, which is, pretty good. But that one sack was horrible. And if you look at Gardner Minshew, on the other hand, there was 2 instances. One was 3rd and 7, I believe, and one was a 3rd and 4, where the pressure was coming. He sensed it around him. He stepped up in the pocket and he ran. He just ran like hell and ran 11 yards, ran 9 yards, and got the first down 2 different occasions on his 2 drives that he played. He only played 2 drives in the first half, but I think that's enough, to give AP kind of, the nod that, okay, you know what, Gardner Minshew could be the guy who's going to be starting week 1 in Los Angeles. But overall, Gardner Minshew made some fantastic throws. As you see right here, we're going to put it on the screen right here. He dropped a dime into Trey Tucker between 5 defenders. And right there, you see Trey Tucker right there came back to the ball, and Gardner Minshew did a great job of throwing it under, not over. Because if you throw it over, there was a guy right there next to Jacoby Myers who probably would have intercepted that pass. But he threw it under, dropped it right in the breadbasket, and Trey Tucker made a nice play over there. Later on in the game, he also dropped a nice pass into Trey Tucker, who made a diving catch across the sideline. But you see that these are the plays that he's making that, we didn't really see from Aidan O'Connell. We didn't see Aidan O'Connell step up in the pocket and kind of, get his bearings and, try to make a play downfield, and obviously we're still mad about that sack. And I think that's why we keep going back to that. But in general, I think if you look at things, it's pretty obvious that Gardner Minshew right now has the step.
Yeah, I would say so too. And it's unfortunate that Antonio Pierce, he kind of gypped out Aidan O'Connell. He only gave him one drive, which I think it's too small of a sample size to say that he's officially lost the job. So hopefully, I think he'll start Gardner the next game, give Aidan more drives to give him a chance to put more film on tape. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think Gardner clearly has the edge over Aidan after week 1.
One other thing to mention is that Aidan O'Connell only playing one drive kind of tells us that Antonio Pierce is kind of already banking on Aidan O'Connell. Gardner Minshew definitely won the day and definitely made more plays. But if Antonio Pierce is only playing AOC one drive and that's the first drive of the game, like the starting quarterback normally does in preseason, unless they're like a 15-year veteran like Matthew Stafford, who's not going to be doing that. They're the normal starting quarterbacks, like even Patrick Mahomes got a few drives in. I think he played the whole first quarter against Jacksonville yesterday as well. So only playing AOC for one drive in the first preseason game, that's totally not acceptable. And another thing is AP messed up on the timeouts at the end of the game. And that's just something he's going to have to learn. And he took full accountability of it when he was asked for it. He was asked that, hey, why didn't you call the timeouts earlier? Why did you wait just for a last second field goal? And that's just something you learn as a coach in the NFL. But I would say, I think my personal opinion is if Aidan O'Connell is named the quarterback in week 1, we won't be, in terrible shape. But I think Gardner Minshew gives us the best chance to win.
Yeah, agreed. And Raider Nation, we appreciate the support on our channel recently. If you do happen to enjoy our content, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1,000 for monetization, so hitting that subscribe button goes a long way for us. Keep liking, sharing with your friends, and leave a comment down below. But until next time, see you, Raider Nation.